a very, very critical role in Zimbabwe at the moment. If Blessed Gaza did not surface, I can tell you we could be at another level in terms of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa's ambitions to create a dynasty in Zimbabwe, because that is what exactly he wants to do, and also to make sure that he squanders national resources without anyone actually being capable to question him or to actually stop him. But when Blessed Gaza surfaced, I can attest to you that he stopped a lot of things which could have seriously harmed Zimbabwe up to today. So far, of course, he has not achieved his entire dream, that is to uproot the Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa regime. But it must be said, he has played a very, very significant role in Zimbabwe politically. And I'll be demonstrating the role that has been played by Blessed Gaza to frustrate Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa ambitions and make sure that the harm that he has done already does not escalate to the extent it could have escalated. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can also help this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. So how Blessed Gaza has actually played a fundamental role in the politics of Zimbabwe. Number one, remember when Blessed Gaza came in, 2030 mantra was at another level. We saw opposition for the very first time twerking for 2030 mantra, singing louder at Prickable Farm. Everything was in order, and there was nothing that could stop Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa during that period. The CCC of Sengezo Chabangu had actually endorsed the 2030 mantra. They were singing louder about it, and even the Speaker of Parliament had made remarks such as, "We are marching slowly but surely to 2030." And this sparked outrage in Zimbabwe, but people could not stand up and say no to the 2030 mantra. It took Blessed Gaza to actually stand with the war veterans and say enough is enough. They began to speak against Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa's corrupt rule. They began to tell Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa straight to his face that the only 2030 he would see is actually 8:30 on his watch, of which Blessed Gaza continues to mock Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa by making sure that if there is a public address that he's supposed to make, he makes sure that it's 8:30. It's either in the evening or in the morning, but he has done once the 8:30 in the morning. He said that is the only 2030 mantra that Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa will actually achieve. And remember, there was no opposition which could challenge Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. Of course, your Love Momatuku were speaking, but you can't trust Love Momatuku and other politicians who were speaking in Zimbabwe. They could only have ended at speaking and trying to challenge the matter at court, of which the courts, we know that they have been instructed not to entertain anyone that seeks to frustrate the 2030 mantra. So Blessed Gaza came out. We saw Sengezo Chabangu changing the statement, changing their twerking to 2030 mantra, because Blessed Gaza came at an alarming speed and poured very, very cold water with ice into the 20 mantra of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. And we saw Mnangagwa panicking. We saw a diversion of the Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa faction. Instead of pursuing the 2030 mantra, they tried to appease the war veterans, of which Blessed Gaza had actually pointed out that Mnangagwa regime has failed to improve the lives of the people whom enabled him to be in power power, such as the war veterans as well as the general populace in Zimbabwe. He has failed dismally. And Blessed Gaza apologized to Zimbabweans for having been part of the people who supported Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa to remove Robert Gabriel Mugabe, saying we thought that Mnangagwa was going to bring change, was going to restore democracy in Zimbabwe, and he did nothing next to that. So we saw the Mnangagwa cabal trying now to manage their PR. Instead of going ahead with 2030 mantra, they diverted, they tried to build. I think also all veterans should thank Blessed Gaza, because most of them, they have got, of course, small houses, and some of them, they have got boreholes. All thanks to Blessed Geza. If Blessed Geza did not speak that Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa has neglected the livelihoods of war veterans, we saw the likes of Tugwararas being converted from, being the advisors of the president to now being the activist of the president. And how can a normal president, Mnangagwa is really not only politically delinquent, but somehow, also mentally there is a challenge. Maybe that is why Blessed Geza revealed that the man is not mentally capable to lead Zimbabwe. How can a president be advised by a young person? Most of the advisors who advise the president world over are people who are older than the president, people with much experience, people who are matured. That is why the Tugwararas can actually leave the advisory role to be activists. So we saw diversion, and also we saw Mnangagwa being frustrated because it meant now he had to spend more resources. And I can tell you, after today, Blessed Geza has managed to defocus the faction of Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa from the 2030 mantra. Now, when Blessed Geza had also that round 2 of changing the constitution was on the horizon, he came with what we are currently going through at the moment. Of course, I think it is happening psychologically, as Blessed Geza last time said. He came in and exposed that Mnangagwa, using Ziyambi, were at an advanced stage to pursue the 2030 mantra through changing the constitution by using the parliament and the Senate, and said that will not happen. Now, in terms of frustrating that, he announced that they were going to arrest Zikanangas. Of course, it has not happened, but we saw panic. We saw Mnangagwa sending all the police officers to the streets of Zimbabwe to try and defend his rule, and we saw the government denying the minutes which were leaked to the members of the public, which demonstrated that Blessed Geza was actually saying the truth, and that on its own is a very pivotal role that was played by Blessed Geza. He frustrated the 2030 mantra round 2, and he frustrated Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, and he defocused them. Now there is no pursuant of that goal and ambition to actually change the constitution. They are denying it altogether, which means they have now to go to the drawing board and start afresh and do round 3. All that has been possible because of the Blessed Gaza, because of communication that has been relayed by Blessed Gaza, because of the threats that have been issued by Blessed Gaza to say, Mnangagwa, if you go ahead and do what you want to do, this is what we are doing at the moment, to actually indicate that Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is also afraid of Blessed Gaza. What did he do? They were defocused again. Up to today, they are not talking about 2030 mantra. Have you ever seen the weekend gatherings that we used to see in Zimbabwe, where individuals were twerking for Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa to actually be the president up to 2030? Those meetings have stopped significantly. And I was checking also the state media, your Zimbabwe Broadcasting Broadcasting Corporation, which was busy playing the 2030 mantra song, they have actually temporarily put that on hold, and this has been delayed. Remember, when we started the year, those who are in the Mnangagwa faction, individuals like Chris Mutswangwa, said 2030 issue would be dealt with as soon as possible when we were entering this year. But guess what? We are almost towards the end of April, going into May. The 2030 dream of Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa still hanging on the air, and it has been frustrated. And who has played a significant role in terms of doing that? It is none other than Blessed Geza. So Blessed Geza has actually played the role that the opposition failed to do. If it was opposition alone versus Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa without Blessed Geza and the group, I can tell you we would be now still backing, but they would have actually changed the constitution. Maybe now they will become, Mnangagwa would have actually made serious changes. His child would have been the commander-in-chief. Remember, all that has been halted because of Blessed Geza. Sibanda was supposed to retire as a military general last year. Remember, Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, because of Blessed Geza, he ended up extending his term of office with only just a single year. And because he knew that a decision to appoint his son as the military general would actually intensify the conflict that is the order of the day within ZANU-PF at the moment. So Blessed Geza has really played a very, very significant role. That is why Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa wants him dead, because this is the man who stood up against Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, and everyone, even Spanangas, as they sleep, even up to today, they don't know whether whatever Blessed Geza would be implemented today or tomorrow. Just imagine sleeping without knowing when exactly you would be arrested, when you will hear individuals knocking, or when you will hear part of the military actually firing shots at your bodyguards looking for you. And he has done this, and Mnangagwa, as he sleeps even today, he sleeps with the dark cloud hanging, or he doesn't know when Blessed Geza will come out. And Blessed Geza plays his cards very, very well. Of course, he made an announcement. He is quiet. As much as he is quiet, he's sleeping freely. He's actually having no sleepless nights. But Mnangagwa and the company, they don't know how Blessed Geza's plan would be achieved. Who exactly is he working with? They are running amok left, right, and center like headless chickens, because they don't really know what will happen. They don't know whether they will walk the following morning still in charge because of the utterances that have been spoken by Blessed Geza. So Blessed Geza has carried Zimbabwe alone with we know him alone, and quite a few, the likes of Ethan Matibela and the likes of Knox Chivero. They have actually played a very, very significant role in frustrating and making sure that the 2030 ambition of Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa does not take off. And that on its own, it makes them actually to be outstanding personalities, especially of the year this year. Without even having removed Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, they have played a critical role to frustrate Mnangagwa turning Zimbabwe into a dynasty. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, don't forget to press the red or black subscribe button, so that when I come on, because you never know when I come just like Blessed Geza sometimes, you become the very first one to watch us. You can also financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of the people who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars.